We've seen the one big beautiful bill come through with making the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act permanent, essentially, along with, I think, a lot of really good policies that will help our small businesses. We have seen inflation come down. We're seeing tariff deals get inked, albeit I think you would like to see the baselines probably come down a little bit. The next step is we've got the next Fed meeting coming. Do you think the rates are going to come down? I know that there's this big signal and everything like that, but do you think they're going to come down? And is it too little too late?
I think they are going to bring the rates down. And I think that in part because Powell signaled enough about that. Powell, the one thing I will give credit to Powell on is when he teases something, he tends to do it. And I think you've seen a lot of pressure from the board. You've seen dissensions, as you brought up. So I think they probably are. My guess is going to be the consensus a quarter point. I don't think they're going to do a half point, but I could see it.
Really? Only a quarter point?
Well, I could see either a quarter or half point. I will tell you this. So Powell and the Fed really since 2000 has hugged really close to the Taylor rules predicted, number for the Fed rate. And the truth is there's a few assumptions that go into the Taylor rule. So there isn't one number that comes out of the equation. This is the old joke from Reagan. One of my favorite jokes from Reagan was he said, I want to hire a one-armed economist next time because they keep saying to me on the one hand, well, on the other hand, right? But if you think through kind of the middle of the pack of assumptions in the Taylor rule, you could get anywhere between leaving rates where they are or cutting them by even a full point. So ultimately cutting a quarter point or cutting a half point, the Fed might cut a quarter and then cut another quarter again at the beginning of next year, something like that. I could see that happening. I will tell you though, what's been interesting though, and I think the reason why they hesitated was they ended up cutting rates a full point in a few different cuts at the end of last year and into the beginning of this year. And there was virtually no response in the economy. Businesses didn't pick up investment. The stock market continued on its trajectory unaltered. Unemployment actually is up a little bit since those cuts. The only thing that changed at all is prices went up a little bit. And so that would actually imply that the rate cut wasn't needed then. And I think that's actually why they've hesitated. That, as much as people say, look, I want lower rates, if you reduce rates and what you get is no positive response in the economy and prices go up a little bit, it's a little bit of a red sign, right, of a red flag.